Hi everyone. Today we are going to be talking about password. Every day you are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, name them. Is your browsing experience, your digital life, are you safe enough based on your password complexity? So today we're going to be talking about passwords. Um, how strong is your password? Is your password too weak to crack? Then that will be danger, right? That will be very, very dangerous for you. So, but before we move on to unpack all of these, if you would just like this video, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, then you're going to be having more of these, all the time. All right, so let's get going. Let's talk about your password, right? The first thing I wanted to ask you is, what is your password? Shh, don't tell anybody your password, right? But let's see, there are many very, very weak passwords out there. People use very weak passwords like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like password itself, like their names and stuff like that. Let's do one, like Rosemary, right? Rosemary 1, 2, 3, or something like I love you, right? And or something like password 1, 2, 3, right? So people do lots of these, right, online. These are very easy to crack. Let me pull up my screen. Let me go online and show you how easy it is to crack this kind of passwords. So I'm taking you to a website called security.org. So once you land on this page, let's see how weak some of your passwords are. So you come here, put, for instance, Rosemary 1, 2, 3. See, it takes just a month to be able to crack this password, right? So let's do another one. Let's do I love you. Many people have that one. It takes less than 200 microseconds to crack this, right? Or you just put your name like, Yvonne 2, 3, right? It takes less than a minute to crack this password. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what a typical strong password looks like. All right. So let's try to do a password like anything that you can come up with that is a mixture of, uppercase, lowercase, non-dictionary words, right? And at 2025. You see, this one takes like 34,000 years to crack, right? And I'm going to be showing you what my password is and how difficult it is to crack my password in a few seconds. Stay tuned, don't worry. So my password takes 19 septillion years to crack. How about that? So it's going to take hackers this number of years. The world is going to end and a new one comes and ends and a new one comes and ends forever before my password is able to be cracked. So I'm going to be giving you a few tips right now on what you can do to protect your password, what kind of password complexity you should be having, and stuff like that. So how far are we going? How strong is your password? So let's look at what we call password complexity in cybersecurity, understanding password complexity. So the first thing that I want us to take a look at is, what passwords do, right? Passwords are the first line of defense against cyber threats. And with passwords, make it way easier for attackers to take over your account in ATO cyber attacks, account takeover, right? And strong passwords protect sensitive data. Strong passwords protect your accounts from being taken over. For example, your bank account, your Facebook account, Twitter, name them. So what are some of the characteristics of strong passwords? Now, I want your password to be at least 8 characters long, right? And it should be a mix of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and special symbols. When I talk of special symbols, when you look at your keyboard or the keyboard on your phone, you will see some special characters like the @ exclamation sign, the $sign, stuff like that. So those are special symbols. Make sure that your password has at least one of that. All right. Then avoid using common words, names, predictable patterns, etc. Okay. And try not to reuse your password. Some people use the same password for Facebook, the same for Twitter, the same for Instagram. Now, attackers know this. Once they compromise your Facebook, they know that, oh, most people in the world like to repeat. So they go and take over your Instagram account as well as the other ones, right? So make sure not to reuse your passwords. All right, so tips for creating strong passwords. Um, Use a password manager, right? Like the password manager I just showed you, you can use that to generate a strong password for yourself, that which you can remember. Or you can also use, especially for those in Africa, you can also use your dialect. You take a phrase in your dialect and create a password that is a non-dictionary word, right? For example, if I'm from Yoruba or Igbo or your Swahili, whatever, whether you're Bayangi or Roko, wherever you are from Africa, you have a specific dialect. Try to use that dialect, make a phrase out of it. You create a password. It's non-dictionary. Those are very difficult to crack. You saw mine. It's a specific phrase in a specific dialect in Africa, right? So try to do that. Those are very strong. And don't only do that phrase. Remember, you have to add a special character. You have to add numbers as well. All right. So avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. That's what I've already covered. And then enable what we call multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication. That's a very big one. And I will be talking about multi-factor authentication in my next video. There is something in cybersecurity we call defense in depth, which means that there are multiple layers of security that you need to do in order to stay more secure. Now, the fact that you have a strong password is not 100% guaranteed, right? An attacker could use some form of social engineering attack to still get that password, right? But if we add another layer of security, what we call multi-factor authentication, I'm going to be explaining that in my next video, then you are more safe with your browsing experiences online. So conclusively, we've just covered how, what strong passwords are and what strong passwords do to protect your account, your social media accounts, any other accounts that you may have, your emails and so on and so forth, and other data, right? You need to take proactive steps to create and manage your passwords effectively, stay secure, and minimize risk of cyber attacks in these very, very dangerous, unsafe times in what I call WWW, the wild, wild west. Take the rendezvous for the next video, which is multi-factor authentication. What you can do to protect your, guess what? Your WhatsApp. Bye for now.